All right, so example today, we're going to be looking at how to use a cumulative or relative frequency graph to answer some questions about percentiles and proportions. So this is the example we're going to use. We've got this cumulative relative frequency graph here. The graph below is a cumulative relative frequency graph showing the lifetimes in hours of 200 lamps. It's like light bulbs. Think of it as light bulbs. All right. So we've got this. The y-axis here represents percentages, right? The cumulative relative frequency. And down here along the x-axis, we have the hours. Question A in this problem says, estimate the 60th percentile of this distribution. Show your method. All right, so to estimate the 60th percentile, I'm going to go to 60 right here on the table. All right, and I'm just going to draw a line until I hit my graph. Once I have that line, I'm going to go down from the graph. Again, I'm going to try and be as straight as I can here. All right, and so from here, we're going to estimate this. It looks like, it's not quite halfway between 900 and 1100. So maybe like 990, 980, something like that. It's a little less than 1,000. I'm just going to go with 980 here. All right. So the 60th percentile in this distribution is 980. That means that at 980, at the score, or at the hours of 980, 60% of the lifetimes of the light bulbs, of the lamps, was lower than that. So here we'll say 980 hours. What is the percentile for a lamp that lasted 900 hours? All right, so in this case, we're going to go the other way with drawing our lines. We're going to start at 900. Try to draw a line straight up from 900 until we hit the graph. And then we'll go to the left from there and hit the y-axis. I'm trying to have this as straight as possible. All right, so there we go. So, halfway would be 30. We're going to estimate this at like 36, give or take. Again, we're estimating. An estimate is okay. We don't have enough information to get any more accurate than this. So the percentile for a lamp that lasted 900 hours, we're going to say the 36th percentile. Now, part C, draw a histogram that corresponds to this graph. So based on the information I have, I'm going to make a relative frequency histogram instead of an actual frequency histogram, because I have percentages here to work with. I don't necessarily have enough accurate information to put the actual counts for each of these categories. Okay, and so here I'm going to have the same demarcations here on my x-axis: 500, 700, 900, 1100, 1300, 1500. All right. I'm going to use my grid lines here. So we've got our percentages. All right, so this is our relative frequency. And we've always got to label our graphs. They have to be completely labeled. All right, this is our lifetimes in hours again. All right. And so now, I'm going to grab my pencil, make this not horrible. we're starting out, okay, what percentage, right, of my distribution here based on this cumulative relative frequency falls between 500 and 700. All right, so if I look over here, we hit 700 here, draw over, all right, halfway up here would be 10%. We'll call this like 7%. So again, we'll go like right here, and draw. Then from 7 to 900, right? We already have 936, right? The difference between 7 and 36 is 29. So this next one covers 29%. So we're going to go just before 30%. Right, so we're piecing this together based on the information we know and just finding like the chunk of percent that goes along with this. Right. So there we go. Got our next chunk of the histogram. Now 900 to 1100. Right, this is a big jump. We'll go back here, draw our line. And draw the other line. And trying to be as good as we can here. So I'm going to call that like 85. All right, so from 39% to 85%, and 40, we have 46%. So we're going to go here. And if you were to get slightly different amounts based on your own eyeball, so to say, that's okay. This is the best we can do based on what we have to work with. So it's not perfect. That's fine. Next chunk, 1100 to 1300. Right? We'll do our next line. I'm trying to be as accurate as possible. So if you don't have a ruler, that's fine. Draw a line freehand if you can. If you're just trying to eyeball it on your computer screen, again, you're going to get slightly different amounts. That's okay. It will work out, I promise. All right, so here we're like 98%. So we're going from, let's see, we said 80, where are we at here? 85% to 98%. That is going to be another 13%. So again, we'll go here, a little above half there. Here we go. All right. And if we're at 98%, that means we got 2% left over. That's going to go here. Okay. And so here is our relative frequency graph histogram that corresponds to our cumulative relative frequency graph. And we're done. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.